And as we fight coronavirus, because it is here with us and there is nothing much that we can do to change, I call on each person, I call on all of us, because even patients, all the patients, all sorts of patients, require your services. And therefore, I call on you and inform you at this point that we now in this country have some 363 positive cases in Kenya, having today confirmed some 8 new cases. And these 8 new cases come equally from Nairobi and Mombasa, because we have got 4 from Mombasa, and you can see now Mombasa is becoming a concern, an area of concern. And we have got the rest of them from Nairobi, and all of them are Kenyans. All of them are Kenyans. Before it used to be people have traveled elsewhere, but these ones are all Kenyans. But we are also happy because through the work of the very diligent health workers, we have now also discharged some 8 people today, bringing the total of those who have recovered to 114, just about a third of the ones that that had become positive. But I also want to take this opportunity also to add that we are also, in addition to everything else that we are doing, trying to play our role as a ministry to see what we can do, what measures we can take, how we can assist the economy to continue of everything. We are learning from experiences elsewhere. Countries are opening up much earlier than we think we should. Other countries have delayed, but we want to make our own measures based on our own experiences and based on what we have seen as a people. Yes, as you know, when the president made his remarks, he talked about the reopening of restaurants within certain protocols. And just to share with you some of the things that we will expect that these protocols will involve is that restaurants will operate between 5 and 4 p.m., not later than that, because after that, then it becomes difficult to for the people to get home, just for curfew. But at least within that period, a lot of people were not able to go for lunch. Places near them can be able to do so. There are people who work in those restaurants. They can be able to do so. But of course, for them to do that, we also have asked that those restaurants that are going to open for this purpose must limit the number of persons who are going to be in the restaurant, so that they can be able to keep the social distances that we have recommended. They can be able to keep at least 4 people for 10 square meters. The tables within the dining areas must be spaced at least 1.5 meters apart from each other, and customer sitting must also maintain the social distancing. We must maintain the social distances not just along, but also behind, behind each other. We have also said that this is not a license to start opening pubs. It is not a license to start opening alcohol sale across the country. Alcohol shall only be sold with those having meals in a normal manner in a restaurant. We have not opened bars. Then we have said that when we are in those restaurants, we will not be serving buffet lunches or self-service lunches for obvious reasons. I think anybody will understand that if you are going to go to those restaurants, then there will be no buffet as we understand it, or self-serving food and people walking around and in the food areas. That cannot happen. Then in terms of the safety within the restaurants, what we expect to see is that, number one, that anybody walking into a restaurant must wash their hands first. They must sanitize themselves. They must have a mask, And more seriously, is that restaurants that are going to open with people who have been tested, who are going to be COVID free. So if your persons have not been tested, you cannot open a restaurant, because it is very possible then for a person serving there to spread the disease amongst all customers who walk in. And this is from experience. I think some of you know what happened in some of the areas we had quarantine facilities, and some of the people passing the disease, even in those facilities, could very well be those serving the people. So all other measures, running water and what have you, all those measures will be taken to ensure that people are safe in the restaurant.